Everyone's gonna know who I am. Fucking hell. Clark Kent job. No one can recognise me with the hat on. Oh shit. I have to be very serious. I'm just going to take a quick set. This is the Vegan Stephen podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted to be doing this Vegan Stephen Investigates special. Alright. So I have to do. Sorry. Excuse my language. I will be looking into a charitable organisation. Today. Now I just have an allegedly little today I'll be showing you how to make your own podcast. Okay, I'll show you what microphone you need, what camera you need, how to use free software, how to make it for free, hosting for free, what free software you need. I use the exact same stuff, okay? How to run a podcast off your phone if you want to, for absolutely free. Okay, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, all the rest. I'm going to tell you all the things. Outline some tips that you need to do to have a paid podcast. I'm only going to touch on them. I'm not going to expand, but I'm going to give you all the bullet points from memory. Okay, this is a personal present. Okay, well, basically, let me... okay. This, what I'm about to say is all allegedly, because... I just have to be careful to choose my words. Okay, there's a podcast, listen. Okay, hang on. I just need to... don't want to get sued just yet. So I just have to make sure I choose my words carefully. Carefully. Oh, excuse me, please. Okay. Alright. So. Listen. Okay. Listen. Special shiny podcast allegedly has something that Vegan Stephen wants. Now, how do I say this? If they choose they want to give me that item for half the price they want, or whatever, that's up to them. If they think I'm full of shit and they want to turn off the podcast right now, that's fine. But listen, I want to prove my value to you, and in return, to me, the value is half of the price you're asking for this charity thing. Alright? But listen, who knows? Alright? Maybe it's not worth anything. Maybe I'm just a pub talker. Maybe, I don't know a thing. But, as a present from me to you anyway, just as a present from one person to another, I've said I've requested what I want off you. I would like that item for half. But listen, who knows? Maybe I'm here to make you money, no matter what your podcast is, okay? And just dedicated to Shiny Special Podcast, okay? Autism, brilliant cause. I myself, some people say I'm autistic. To be honest, everyone's on the spectrum somehow, even if they're only 1% autistic or whatever. Do you know what? It would actually be abnormal to not be on the autism spectrum. So with the utmost respect, I would highly recommend anybody to check out the Special Shiny podcast. It's a cause I personally would stand behind. So yeah, definitely check it out. And if that podcast would like to go into their algorithm and check out the spike that they're about to get over the next little while, if they choose to take my advice, listen, maybe they're doing a better job than I am. Alright, maybe they're already making their podcast for free. Fair play to them. Maybe I could learn from them. But to me, this information's worth that. So listen, I've put my request on the table, and if they want to do it, that's up to them. Alright, now, with love, I'd highly recommend Shiny Podcast. Alright, this is an endorsement allegedly. Okay, here we go. So, podcasts. How would you make your own podcast? We're going to find out. So, how do you make money off podcasts, first of all? You would do something like collaboration deals. You can get up to 30 grand for those if you are selling, footwear for a big company. Not Adidas, because they're too big. but a smaller up-and-coming one, we want to sponsor a successful celebrity-like influencer. Okay, so people have heard influencers and all the rest of it. That's not really the psychology and term I would use personally, but who knows? Alright, everyone does their own thing. So I'm just going to explain how I think a charity, allegedly, would improve their profits, okay? So I'm not just looking for something like a favour here in exchange for half of this charity's price or whatever. I'm looking to improve. This is a gift to improve your profits, to improve. And you may say, listen, whatever if you earn a little bit of money, then you get to improve the spread of your message, okay? This is going to help you up your production value of your podcast just through the information I'm about to give you for free. You won't have to buy any software. You don't have to worry about software going in and out of date and all this stuff. I'm going to tell you to do it right now as a present from me to you. As I said, listen, I'm just here to prove my value to you, giving out good energy, and good energy comes back in the next week, so be it. If it doesn't come back for 6 years, who knows? Maybe I'm just talking hocus pocus. I'm going to play a song for you called Ads, alright? And I've already said, listen, I'm just here to say stuff. So listen, I'm going to try and get straight down to the point, because we only have an hour. I'm going to get distracted in a few minutes and talk about something else. But listen, I'm trying to give you the information for a podcast. Maybe someone can write bullet points downstairs in the comments. Okay, bullet points. And it's just for general representing yourself on the internet. I only know this stuff from studying corporate marketing, the most evil thing I could find. I was looking, who's making the most money? Why am I fucking poor? Corporations even make a lot of money. Okay, how does that work? Alright, they do this shit with charities, and they do this fucking weird shit with on the back and alleged leads and alleged all this and whatever. Alright. Please allow me to get back on track. Okay. How do you create a good podcast? It must be consistent. Alright? People need something they can rely on. People need something like this bottle of water right here. Okay, this bottle of water, 30 cents. I drink millions of these every day. There's nothing special about it. You can buy fizzy water anywhere. Now, I buy this water every single day, and is it different every single day? No, it's consistent. No matter how many of them I buy, what shop I buy it from, it's the fucking same. It'll taste the same. Alright? Now, people who do podcasts, they're inconsistent. They put out a podcast maybe whenever they feel like it at different times. They maybe only do it for a year, and then they stop. Maybe some days they have a great guest, maybe other days they don't have a good guest, which is fine, but there's all sorts of stuff like 80-20 rule, the law of large numbers, all sort of metaphors and psychology and things behind it. If you want to attract people, generally in business you need to use red's a great colour. You need to tie your podcast down to a logo, ideally a face of the company. I would recommend a catchline like, hey, let's boogie, or whatever it is. Just now, this is only, I know people aren't going to agree with much I'm saying, but this is what the successful people do. And if you take one of these tips, I guarantee it will bring more people to your podcast or whatever you're into. Positivity sells, okay? Negativity does not sell. Alright, sell confidence. Sell, I could say sell sex, but I'm not really, and when I say that, I mean, people are going to take me the wrong way. Do they? They're like, ooh, oh, that's sexy, and they're talking about lobsters and fucking chefs talk about food, and they go, oh, it's sexy food or whatever. That's one of the 7 deadly sins which you can sell. You can sell fear, which is what a lot of charities do. They sell fear and so on. Oh, look at all these people are dying and so on. I know I'm hurting people's feelings here, but it's my perception of the world. Who knows if I'm right? Let me know in the comments or whatever. And I enjoy reading them. Right. So, this is branding, okay? So you can have a successful charity. A lot of charities just are really bad at branding and consistency. which is fine. We're all learning, but I'm just here to give you some tips. Okay, basically just copy everything I do, and then to make it yourself in a little way is my golden tip, and I'm just going to tell you how I do it. And if you want to rob some of my tips, great, I'll tell you the exact equipment I'm using right now, and I'll tell you a cheaper alternative equipment that you can get started with right now. I'll give you the exact names of everything. I'm going to give you the budget of free to most expensive. Okay, right now, this is how you do your own podcast. And don't think about podcasts. Fuck it. Alright, sorry. Excuse my language, please. This is a gift to all the charities to help spread their own message, regardless of whether their charity is something hard left or hard right or whatever you're into. I'm just want to help people tell their own story and make it a few bob. There's no reason why you can't support yourself if you're on a charity, okay? People at the top of charities get paid. There's nothing wrong with that. They work their fucking ass off. They could be at a bigger corporation making bigger money somewhere, so. Ethics are often flexible, unfortunately. But you can use these evil things for good. So just to build suspense, I will be back in a moment. So we've talked about colours, we've talked about consistency. So for example, how often is the Vegan Sweeping podcast? Every day. Now that's a lot, isn't it? But maybe if you do a podcast once every Monday, or a podcast twice every thing. Okay. Another thing, spend 30% of your time making the podcast and 2/3 of your time promoting the podcast. It's all about branding and all this shit. I know you're saying, I don't feel like it, that's immoral, you shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. That's fine. But if you want to make a full-time living by helping people, whether that thing is Autism charity or whatever you want to, there's no reason why you can't build and get more people involved in your charity. And get people inspired. Alright, so positivity sells, enthusiasm sells. Alright, negativity is hard to sell. You gotta have people dying, you gotta have sad music, it's just, it's one way of doing it, but you're bringing people down, aren't you? You're gonna, people really want to get in stuff that's fun. Charity runs for autism, giving out free water bottles at the end of competitions that say, here's my autism thing, support us. You can set up Patreon, which is great. You can also set up, you can look into drop shipping to sell your own merch, and it says like, to support autism, and it's mugs. Alright, I could possibly give you that information on how that all works and all the rest of it, how you can do that from your own bedroom. It's called passive income. I'm giving this all away for free, okay? Use it, hopefully you'll use this for good. It's just like a gun. The information can be used for good or bad, okay? How do you make money doing podcasts? Okay. Consistency of image. Okay, as I said, this bottle of water doesn't suddenly turn green. I know I'm just stating the obvious here, but this is a podcast. The bottle of water is a podcast, alright? It's transparent, you can see right through it, you know what you're getting, it's fucking water. And the ratio of carbon dioxide or whatever the fuck it is to there's a gas in it, it's probably like carbon dioxide or some shit. And then there's water, which is like H2O, and they put them together and make fizzy water. I'm guessing, I'm not a biologist or whatever the fuck. And what are the ingredients, alright? It's made in Northern Ireland. It's fair play to Northern Ireland, and as you can see, it's owned by a company in the UK. Welwyn Garden City or something like that, and then it's distributed through Tesco. Alright. And they've got some cheeky stuff here like aspartame, which causes allegedly spontaneous retardation and so on, but it tastes so good. Alright. This is like sugar water or whatever, so I guess I'm endorsing it, but it's 30% a bottle, so I don't know. I like it. Where am I getting with it? This is the podcast, right? You can see right through. I'm mostly explaining the philosophy. I know a lot of people will be saying, listen, that's fucking bullshit. Alright, sell stuff for your charity, like a certificate of donated, like kind of a gift voucher kind of system. You have donated €50 in the name of fucking Pauline, sorry for cursing, and it's a present that someone gives to their cousin or something, because you know that they are some, I don't know. Fill in the gaps yourself, okay? It's very easy to be offended by what I'm saying, but I have good intentions, I swear. Or do I? I don't know. Make up your own mind. Talk amongst yourselves in the comments. Alright. Alright. Let's see. Podcasts. Bright things are good on phones. That's why this is all white. Okay, bright shows up, white shows up nicely on phones. Bright images, dark images. People are like, oh, what the fuck's good? Make something very, very simple. The name of your podcast. The name of this guy's podcast is something like super, super shiny stuff, which is fine. But it would be better from a marketing point of view. You listen, man. You do your own thing. It would be something like, okay, you need autism in the name. And you need something that autistic people would relate to, so and you also need to do it under selling. Are you selling confidence? Well, what are you selling? Are you selling confidence to people with autism? Are you selling fear to people with autism? I'm guessing you're selling confidence to people with autism. I don't know what you're selling, but I would hope you're selling confidence to people with autism and showing empowering. I don't know what you're doing, and you do whatever you want to do. Personally, I think the old autism is superpower, but you do you or whatever. There's a lot of very influential people who are on the autistic spectrum, including Eamon de Valera, a revolutionary leader in Ireland, who helped write the Constitution in Ireland. I believe, I could be wrong, please correct me downstairs, 1916, all the boys. I'm just going off memory here, so please correct me. With references, please, not just opinions and feelings. I would like some links to some facts, if you don't mind. Alright. Because I'm getting emotional and two of us can't get emotional. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Excuse me, I'm going to stick to the point. Okay. Equipment. What do you need? I'll tell you what I personally use in this second. I'm not endorsed by any of these, unfortunately. I'd love to be endorsed by the company. So, okay, I'm using the Zoom H6. It comes with a little. Here it is. I stick on a little tripod, okay, and hopefully the audio is going to stay. I have it on a little tripod, and there it is. It's a GorillaPod. You really want that as close as possible. A classic microphone, which you can search right now, is the SM7B, and that's the microphone, or else RE20, and that's the microphone everybody uses. Alright, for these podcasts. I have them, but I like to move around and express myself and show my feelings and add depth and personality as much as possible, and show that you guys can just do this out of your shed without any fucking I'm doing this with nothing. Alright, just my voice. And you can hear this. Excuse me. Okay, audio. Now, what am I using? How much does this cost me? Maybe it's 400. Okay, Zoom H6. Zoom, send me a fucking check. A tripod's maybe €25. Who knows? USB cable into the laptop. Old laptop someone gave me, but if you want to buy it new, maybe 500. This laptop's 10 years old. Alright. Into an external camera. I'm using the cheapest DSLR camera that I could find that is also used on professional advertising. Okay? I'm using a zoom lens. It doesn't matter what lens you use as long as the lighting's good. That's why on holidays all the pictures look so good, because it's depending on what time of the day. But hopefully it's done during this. Okay. I'm going to keep going. Alright, lenses. I'd recommend a wide-angle lens if you can. If you can't do that, a 25mm lens. Sorry, 28mm lens. If you can't do that, 30mm lens. And if you can't do that, 50mm lens. Now, the problem using a 50mm lens is you're going to have to be very, very far away from it. Okay? If you're using, it all depends, it's a crop. Alright, so if you're using like 135 millimeter lens, you're only going to get like my head and my face, okay? If you're using, what I'm using now is a 28 millimeter lens, I'm getting all of this. It's just to do with the crop, it's to do with the camera and the crop sensor, and you don't need to know that. The exact model I'm using is a Canon 550D Rebel. You can buy the one used on eBay for about €300 if you look really, really hard. I recommend that model. Don't cheap out on certain things. Do your research so that you can see. Don't just go off what your friend told you or some bullshit like that. Actually look what the pros are using, and look what the pros were using 10 years ago. That way the stuff's cheap, okay? One of the camera and stuff I have first came out, they were very, 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 very expensive. I looked what the professionals were using 10 years ago. That way I could keep it at a professional level, but keep the price point low, buy second hand. That's how you avoid tax and still 100% legal, keeps the economy going, and so on. I'd recommend you guys pay tax. It just keeps the economy going. So, and a lot of things are, if you actually look into tax now, it works. A lot of things you're spending money on are able to be written off. Just pay your accountant very fucking well. Pay your lawyer very fucking well. Pay people who are involved in your money very, very fucking well, and they'll make you more money, okay? Pay them poorly. Get some guy who has like, if I can study business for a year, he's gonna fucking lose your money. He knows the theory, he doesn't know practical. Listen, you do what you want. If you want to have a successful charity, I recommend you pay an accountant very well. Pay someone to do your marketing and public image. Employ someone just to look after your emails. You can just hire one receptionist and she'll do all this for you, alright, or a PA. You can even hire a student to do it as part-time, or else a free internship for free, okay, if you really don't want to pay anyone. So I'm just showing you how to like double, triple, quadruple your income and spread your word of the charity everywhere, okay? Am I a nice guy? Who knows? We'll find out. I'm just going to make sure the comments are turned on. This won't bother. Okay, sorry. I'm going to take a break. Sorry for cursing, but that's how it goes. You gotta get into the flow. I wanna listen to the Autism show. Go, go, go. The name of the show is... I'm googling now, I'm trying. Special shiny podcast about autism, and it's on the iTunes there. So subscribe. This is free advertising. Free sponsorship. Well, you know yourself. I'm not using the right words, but hopefully you understand I'm using good intentions here. Okay, 10% of all vegan semen profits go to charity. Or do they? Hopefully setting up my own charity called Generic Corrupt Charity is the name of it. And if you think I'm joking, I'm actually doing it, so let's see. Okay. I was singing a song to you about. Okay, listen. Lighting. Lighting is the most important thing. If you have no money, just get a really strong builder's light or something. You got to use a diffuser. So how do you do that? You create a wooden frame like this. Just screw some fucking shit together, square frame, and then you put tracing paper over it and shine a really light through it. This is just basic frequency dispersion. So I can show you exactly how that works. Alright, so you got a bright light in here in a big fucking triangle. These are called, I can't remember, but it's just a big fucking triangle. You can buy these all on eBay for like €200 for a set of 4. Alright, saved you fucking how much more do you want? I was after saving you a fucking load of money there. Alright, there's just a bright light in here, and then it has this diffuser, which is white, which you can just replace the light with any fucking bright light. Just get a generic very, very light, strong whitish bulb, okay? Wherever you can, then just shine it through some fucking tracing paper, and you'll be grand. Don't be an idiot. Go safety first and all that. Alright, so lights. You need to be front lit, back lit, and all the rest of them. So I have one light shooting here on the back wall. I have one light shooting up here at the ceiling, which is bouncing light down at me at this angle. Now you need one prominent light and other fill lights. So I've got my prominent light coming over here. Got 2 light bulbs coming at me. And I have a fill light over here, which kind of spreads a little bit of light over there and a little bit of light behind me. So there's an illusion of depth and shadows added to the song. You'll notice if I turn off these side lights that there will be more shadows. I think we'll try it out. We'll do an experiment. So this is only half the room lit. Alright, this is how light works. Photography means painting with light. Can you see the shadow that's there behind me? Alright, where are we going? The shadows are moving. There's a lot more shadows when you only have light coming from one place. Alright, and because it's only half the light, the things have to get darker. And all the rest. Alright, it's very simple when you think about it, but it's very confusing for the first while when you just... For some people it's common sense, and for other people it's like, oh shoot, I've never thought about things like that before. It's just practice. There's no talent involved in any of these things, just hard work. Alright, how else do I make you money, you charity podcasts? You could be any charity podcasts. I'm just out there to help you guys. Okay, so listen. You need lighting. I told you what you need. Umbrella lighting. White umbrella lightings are the light behind it. Basically, you just need a daylight bulb. If you use a tungsten bulb, it's going to have a yellowy tinge. If you want to just be safe and have a white light color corrected, you need a white wall behind you just for a basic white color balance. It keeps everything in check, although it keeps you not overexposed and that stuff. If you don't know what you're doing, just put the camera on auto. Otherwise you'll have to spend fucking years studying photography like I did, and it's a pain in the arse. It's very beneficial, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Loads of people going, why aren't you amazing at photography yet? And I'm like, I'm doing all this in manual. I've never used automatic in my life. So that's what I used to say. Now I use automatic sometimes. Speed, baby, speed. Catching the moment. Okay. My frame rate and all that stuff, if you want to use the same settings as me, is 125. The frame rate of the video is 30 frames per second. The F, that means the focus, is 6.7. That is represented to the length on the camera, which means what is that in relation to? F-stop, which means the aperture. Yes, the aperture. So the lens is a basic zoom lens that's 28 millimeters. Ideally you want a prime lens. If you want to save a load of money, get an old vintage prime lens. I don't think I have one here. I don't have one here. Get a vintage prime lens from Russia, knock off one. You get it for €30. Alright. Okay. Zoom lenses are expensive and not as good, but they are automatic. So if you want instant success, it's fine. But if you want to go to another fucking level, you got to do manual and spend years learning it. Oh, I have a lens here. I do have a lens, but it's not great. It's just a wide-angle lens extension. I don't think I have any lenses in this room. Alright, that's the lens anyway. What's that one? I don't even know. It's a fucking wide-angle lens for a 50mm lens. Oh, here we are. This is the best lens you can get. And when I say that, I mean it's the one that all the YouTubers use. Alright. How do I know all this shit? Because I did forever researching. If you know more than me, please update in the comments below. If you think I'm talking shit, please link people to a video with better information than me, okay? This is open source information like Wikipedia. Okay, this is a Canon. It's called the Nifty 50 by slang. A lot of photographers use this when they don't want to break a lens on lens shoots such as sandy. Oh god, on sandy beaches and so on. Okay. It's a 50mm lens. It's the widest lens you can get without lens distortion. What is lens distortion? It's like when you see someone with a tiny head and massive legs. That's a massive head and a tiny body. That kind of carry on. That's lens distortion. Wide angle lens, fisheye lens, goofy angles. Okay. So do a lens convection, I believe. This is all kind of basic physics, but I never did a physics class, so I don't actually know the right words for what I'm talking about. So, sure, listen. I wasn't great at school, because allegedly I'm a slow learner, however the fuck that works. Allegedly I'm very, very, very dyslexic, and that's why my spelling's bad and all that. So, anyway, listen, don't feel sorry for me, because everyone has their own issues, and we'll just get on with it. And I mean that in a nice way. That might sound weird. Okay, listen, this lens right here is €60 second hand. The exact model is Canon lens EF 50mm 1.8. That's the lowest aperture you can get. And it's the second model, and it's autofocus. Alright, and I have a wide angle lens extender. If you use a wide angle lens, it's just adding more glass, and it just fuzzies up it just adds unnecessary middleman that doesn't need to be there, and lowers the quality generally of the lens. This is a prime lens, which means there's only 2 pieces of glass, and with a zoom lens you have 3 or 4, and it's just like having too many cooks or whatever. So yeah, I really like this lens. It's gorgeous, but it is you do need a very far away. You need further. It's more of a crop, so maybe I'll be here instead of here or something. As well with a prime lens, it's more manual. You gotta go closer to it with your feet as opposed to going closer to things with the zoom. It's a whole different philosophy. Fuck it. I'm only touching on very complex things because otherwise I'd be here for fucking months. Going behind the theory behind having a successful podcast. Okay, 2 colors on a successful podcast: consistent pictures, consistent image, consistent color theme adds production value. For example, I stick to white, black. White represents the abundance of color. Every colour is in white. Black is the absence of colour, which is a lower frequency. I'm just talking about colour. Listen, you can take all this fucking anyway you want. Anyway, listen. White, black. Red is eye-catching because it represents, in human psychology, blood, love, death, all sorts of mad things. It's just like you have to give it attention. Now, it's big use in advertising. Think of Coca-Cola. Think of it's another red. Listen below. Supreme is red and white. Red and white. America, kind of. The American flag, kind of. Red and white. McDonald's is red and yellow. But anyway, stands out and all the rest of it. Best colours for advertising. You can try to be unique and use green, but it's a whole different other philosophy behind it. You got to figure out who your target market is. I'm just guessing autism thing. Their target market is either concerned parents or else people who want to listen to other people talk about what it's like to be autistic and so on. I'm just guessing. You got to find out who your target market is and appeal to them. So if you find out it's for people with autism and concerned parents, maybe you want to have a little thing on every day about how to comfort someone in your life with autism, and you could have a thing on I can't think of it. You gotta monetize it, so selling books, write a book on your how to fucking at least a PDF file on recommended steps parents should use with autism. Sell it for €2. You just email them the PDF. Alright, done. Passive income. You're earning money when you sleep. Okay, else can we do this? If you want a successful podcast, you got to collaborate with other podcasters. This is a cross-platform podcast, so how this is working is I mention you're the charity podcast, people go, oh, Vegan Stephen recognises that. Vegan Stephen's the king of consistency. Vegan Stephen has the #1 vegan podcast in the world ever. He has all these fucking reputation things. Alright? Open-minded, yada 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 yada. Okay, whatever. People want to give money to charities, especially one that represents them. So you're going to get most of your money from concerned parents, donators. Set up what's that thing called? Fucking Patreon. Merch. And so on. And don't think of it as you're fucking people over. If you don't get money on Autism book, someone else will. And maybe as well be you, a person who's actually concerned that hasn't been corrupted yet. My ISO, which means how much the picture has been amplified, is 16. I don't know how to say it, 16,000. Ideally, you want to have that as low as possible to lower the distortion. What's that? Digital distortion, or the fuck it is? It's just like turning the sound up on the thing. You can brighten it up by turning up the ISO. Alright. And the F/ is how open you wide open. Okay, listen. I'm going to try and stick to the points. Okay, you have your colours down. Maybe for the autism thing, you could use something like blue and white. A distinctive shade of blue and a font that represents stability and that will attract other people with autism and concerned parents. So maybe I'd recommend a font like a bank, which represents stability, consistency. Alright, something like a bank font, or else you really want to imitate another charity. So look, who's the best fucking charity, who's doing well, fucking Concern, Trocra, all these things. Find out what they're doing. Now, if you want to make a load of money, you picture a load of sad people with autism, you play sad music, you say, donate now, people are dying, or not people are dying. And I know I just said, we found a lot of people of that, but this is how money works, alright? This is why Trout's successful and so on. Oh, you can't say that! Well, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down below. Alright, so imitate a charity that is successful, preferably another autism charity. Collaborate with other autism charities. I'm sure you'll have a great time meeting them for coffee, just chatting over stuff that involves both. Do webcam episodes where you're chatting with the other people who have similar podcasts to autism or whatever relates to autism in any kind of relatable way, just to keep it on brand. Everything you do has to be on brand. What do I mean by that? Every picture has to relate to autism that you post. This is ideally in an ideal world. See what I mean? You're not one day posting a picture of your food. You're not one day posting a picture of you on the slide in Barbados. It's always on point. This is what I'm doing. Yada yada yada. We're doing this together. This is a community. We're all working together. Togetherness. Use words like us, we, that help build into psychology. Don't be like someone should do this. You got to be like, talk to the voice that's already inside of people's heads. Alright. If you're still with me, fair play, because a lot of the stuff I'm talking about are very controversial topics, and also I don't know, whatever. So, white balance on camera. The exact model I'm using is the Canon 550D, also known as the Rebel T2i, with changeable lens. I recommend don't cheap out on this stuff. I've done my research, so you can copy me, or else do your own research and find out how you can save money and all the rest of it. For example, I have a synthesizer here right beside me that costs €2,000 when it came out in the year 1999 or something. I bought it for €300. It sounds fucking amazing, but it's old technology. It's like buying an old car that no one else wants, but it's still but it will be I don't know. I love synthesizers. Just what I do. That's what I do. Okay, how's else someone else getting over wrong? You got it. The more work you put on it, it's just like walking down a road. The more episodes you have of your podcast, the more consistent you are, the faster you're going down the road. If you podcast every day, you're gonna get to wherever you want. Late show or whatever. What's people's goals? Get on the late show. Get a big donation from the president. Get a grant for something. I don't know what the details are. get sponsorship, you get flown around the world to be at autism talks, all these things. I'm just using examples, and I'm sorry if I'm using any defamation or putting any misleading intentions on this cause. I am merely speaking from the top of my head, and I wish everyone involved nothing but the best. I'm trying to do my best here, people. I'm just trying to give good energy. Okay, so listen, how do you get a number one podcast? People love getting to charities, okay? They actually do. And that's why 10% of my profits go to charity, because everyone feels guilty and no one else. Anyway, that's a whole other psychology rabbit hole. Okay. Do stuff like limited edition gift vouchers, 50 euro gift. Okay. What else do you need? Okay. Consistent image, consistent colours, bright pictures, eye-catching, on the verge of controversy, but stay well 100% legal. Just to cut through the noise. You obviously want to stay 100% legal and so on, and make sure everything's above board. But if you want to cut through the noise, maybe clickbait is something you could look into if you wished. Alright, so I've listed the Zoom H6, the microphone thing, Canon T2i, and the lens, zoom lens. Got some lights here. I got for €200 daylight lights, not tungsten. White room, recommend that. You can also, it's also good for green screen. That way I have light coming at me from all angles, including the floor. The floor is painted white, because normally you need the light underneath you to be lit from all angles. Keep your main light above you and from one side, but also use a single fill light, maybe over here somewhere. Because all you're trying to do is replicate daylight. If you light coming from everywhere, it's just going to look unnatural. Alright. Now, if you choose to use an SM7B or an Electro Voice RE20, they cost around €500. You need a very good amplifier for those ones. It's a whole other different level. Have the microphone one fist away from your mouth. Use a muffler. You'll need a nice compressor if you want to do it analog, but don't bother with that. Okay. You need a software for broadcasting. The software I use is OBS. OBS is a free software you can use. You can stream it anywhere, YouTube. It streams to YouTube, Instagram, all the things, live video and live things. Alright, I have the audio recording in a software that's free, 100%. Well, it's not free. You could get a free trial for a year or something, and then I think you can buy a license for €50 for life, which is pretty good. For life, like €50, I think it is, or maybe it's 100. It's something small, and you only have to pay. I actually haven't in this studio. I haven't updated the license to the old one, but anyway, just gonna keep moving. So Reaper, it's not a free software, but you can use it for like a year, I'd say, and then you pay them if you whatever. It's very low if it's on thing. Okay, if you want to get on if you want to get on Spotify, iTunes and all that stuff, there's no need for you to pay any money. Use a thing called Anchor. I think it's Anchor. I'll spell it out here right now. I only know this because I spent fucking days and days and days of research. OBS is the free, it's kind of the master streaming site. I'd recommend that you use a compressor. A lot of compression to keep the level up, because it just sounds more professional when you have a lot of compression. Talk into the mic ideally, don't do me and walk all around the room and have extra background noise. Have calming music playing low down just to set a vibe. You also want a consistent vibe. For me, I tend to try to just keep stuff upbeat as much as possible. So that's anchor.fm. Apparently I'm sponsored by them, but they haven't sent me any money yet, so I'm skeptical of that. To be honest, I don't know when they're sending me money. I'm meant to be in some kind of weird sponsorship deal with them. I might have to look into that. I have to meet my lawyer soon. Anyway, listen, I'll stay on topic. It's very important to have all your legal shit together and all your publishing in check and all that stuff. Anyway, this is what I'm going to stay on topic. Spread positivity and try self-confidence is what I personally would recommend. That's why I try to do self-confidence and self-positivity. appeal to your audience. For example, my audience seems to be 25 and 35, so I need to double down and appeal to them even more. So like I said, I'm just guessing. I reckon I probably appeal to the people. So maybe I would have on guests would mostly be between 25 and 35, so that would appeal more to the audience and so on. It's a whole psychological rabbit hole, but so on. Okay. Vibe, we talked about vibe. We have talked about you need a bio. A bio is your story. You need an elevator talk. So you need 3 lines that describes you and everything you do. So for the autism thing, it might be like something positive that says a good slang line. So caring about autism would be a good, or else autism and mother's love, or else autism together, or things like that. It's very simple titles, because when you start trying to get competent and smart with titles, like something like if you try to put a big, people just won't understand. You guys make stuff that a 4-year-old would just be like, oh, I see what it is, because people are scrolling. They only have like 3 seconds at them, like half a second. See, what is this? Okay, I'm scrolling on. You gotta say, right, what is it? Love, or else I call it like autism with confidence. I don't know what your thing is to do. I only didn't get to listen to a whole lot of it and stuff, but I really like the direction you're going to. Really have nothing but respect for what you're doing. Okay, what else do we need? Just consistent length. People need to know what they're getting. Every day they sign to the Vegan Steven podcast. Well, they get the white t-shirt, they get a bit of positivity, they get a lad in a beard wearing a cap. He's trying to sell you shit you don't want. He's saying mad controversial stuff. All these things are he's a comedian, fucking does a bit of music, whatever. Tries to interact with people in the current times. Yada. You gotta be opinionated and amplify who you are. Ideally, polarize people, because you get you more attention and more publicity. It's free advertising. You can spend a fuckload of money on advertising, or else you can use guerrilla advertising. Be super smart. Read the Art of War, Sun Tzu, if you want to learn about that. Read books on marketing if you want to make more money and help spread your positive message of advertising is the weapon of best way of communicating to a mass or whatever. There's people out who really want to listen to your podcast about autism, but they literally just don't know about it. And why they not know about it? Because maybe the name is confusing. They're just like, well, what is that? I don't know. Maybe you only have 6 episodes up, and people are like, okay, well, that's not really supplying me with my ever. Like, they might listen to 6 episodes and go, okay, that's it. But like, what do I do now? I might tell my friend about it, or that's it. Whereas if you bring out an episode, even 1 episode a month or something, whatever, it's just consistency, and people have something to go. Even 1 episode a month is a bit too, because people need to stay on people's minds. People need to be constantly talking about it. Otherwise, it's just going to fade into the noise. And a lot of news cycles are only fucking a week long, but if you're consistent every fucking day, you're going to go, woo. Because the competition isn't consistent, so the more consistent you are, the less pulled around you are by your emotions, which is extremely hard to do. The more successful you be in networking everyone, and blah 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 blah. Okay, what else do we need? Very informative, keep it super simple bio. My one's like Vegan Steven, supporting mental health, not just for vegans, and then it has a plan of action. You click this if you want more, and so listen to the playlist of my podcast. Okay. Call to action. People know exactly what I am straight away. What is it? It's some lad and he's vegan. Okay, they might be thinking to themselves, right, I don't really like vegans, or else I do like vegans. What's this lad all about? He says he's for mental health. Oh, that sounds alright. Why sometimes I feel a bit shit. Alright, maybe I'll give this a go. Next line, they're starting to be pulled in. You're starting a conversation. It's just like meeting somebody. You don't go like, buy my fucking CD now. You go, oh, it's lovely to meet you. Would you like to sit down and have a cup of tea? We can have a chat. or something. You can't just go up to someone and say, buy my fucking CD now or I'll make you feel guilty. It's not really how sales works and all the rest of it. The rich people in the world often have 9% or some shit of self-made lads have a lot of experience in sales and so on. And interpersonal relationship skills. Okay. If you liked this episode, maybe you'd like my episode on dyslexia, which talks about me growing up with dyslexia and all that crack. Alright, listen. Excuse my unprofessionalism. Oh, Jesus. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a professional podcaster. Oh my god. Right, where are we going? Alright, I've told you what software you need to do it for free. I've told you OBS is how to do it. You can look up videos on YouTube. It tells you exactly how to do it all for free. I'd recommend using a compressor. Have your audio heavily compressed, but minus 1 dB so it does not clip anywhere. Ideally minus 2 dB, but you're fuck it. See what it has. Generally, you want to smash the shit out of your audio for a compressor. You want to have a consistent level bouncing 2 or 3 dB from the max. Use limiters, compressors. Use about 7 compressors, compressing like 2 dB with different attacks and things, and you want to have them going into the red like fucking 2 dB each. So instead of just going bang, that's the level, it's going like whoa. I know what you're thinking. Oh, I'll just use 1 limiter or 2 limiters. That's fine, but if you want it to be smooth as fuck, you want to use multiple limiters. It's discreet, alright? That's just what I do. You do it, flip you on. All these tools are included free in this free software. Oh my god. Alright. You can also, if you don't want a DSLR, okay, here's how to do this shit for free. Just do your laptop, use your webcam, and use all the free software I said, alright? There's a microphone on your webcam. You don't need to have an external camera. You can buy that later. You don't need a fucking thing. If you can get someone's second-hand Mac Pro, it's just a fucking handy way to do it. It's just a consistent product. You can also use just your phone and just click live to YouTube. I personally have the audio recording separately. So anyway, listen, I'm going to try and stay in. So you got lighting, you got audio sorted. I said just if you don't have any money, just borrow someone's old Mac or something, Mac Pro, and use the microphone. You can also, the great thing about using your actual phone is you want to use the microphone built in, because that's the best quality you will get. I'd recommend having something like this, an external microphone just on you, and having it down here so that the audio is being captured right on you. Okay, that's almost better than having. It's called a lapel mic. I'd say that's better quality, honestly, than having a really nice microphone that people keep going, oh, whatever. I'd recommend for any big lads who want to really take over the game, have clip-on mics. All right. Now, on all the big talk shows, they have clip-on mics. You can buy one for €2 on Amazon. They will break once a week. You can spend as much as you want. They're clip-on ones and they have a cable. The only difference between those and the ones they use on Conan and all the rest of it, there's a few differences, but the idea is the same. Compress the shit out of that audio, scoop the mud out around a little bit around 500 hertz, a tiny bit, and scoop out a little bit more around 220 hertz. That's going to make your audio much clearer, and roll off all the low end below 80 hertz, 100 hertz. Okay. Have a consistent image on all your stuff. You see I have a bowl there, and people know what I am. Oh, what is it? Some vegan lad. Grand. What is it? Oh, podcast. Grand. When is it? Every day. Oh, geez, that's handy. Where is it? Everywhere. Oh, geez, grand. That's it. And you're making it super simple. Oh, someone wants to know more. Okay, just subscribe to the YouTube playlist. You'll be updated every day. Oh, grand. Alright. Oh, shit, though. How much is it? Free. Oh, that sounds alright. I'll give that a go. And then someone goes, oh, I really like your charity, or something I'd like to give. I've built a relationship with you, charity. I've built a relationship up to you, and I respect your thoughts on autism and so on. How do I give more to you? And you go, alright, just buy a hat that says autism on it. Share your support. to other people and show that you care about, and you being a messenger. You could even just have like Autism podcast and just have your name, and everyone goes, oh shit, I didn't want to tell anyone, but I've autism as well. What's it like for you? Start the conversation with strangers. Guerrilla advertising. Eventually it gets into you go to the President of Ireland and go, oh, here's a free hat, and the President of Ireland just goes, oh, thank you so much. Where is it? Photo. Bang. You can do an advertising campaign, fake photos of celebrities wearing your autism hat or whatever. No one's going to fucking sue a charity, alright? You're grand. And if they do, it's free advertising. And they won't get at it anyway, because it's fucking charity. And it'll also ruin their public image. Alright, no one's going to sue a fucking charity. Let's be real. Alright, so this will be me ranting and personal gift to all the charities in the world. I do have my own cruel, selfish intentions, though. I am hoping to get a free item off this person, and if they don't want to give it to me free, I'll pay. I'll do half what they're asking. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe they don't think it's worth anything, and that's fine. That's fine as well. I'm just providing an example of my wealth, knowledge, power, all the rest of it. Okay, whatever. And if a charity would like to come on the podcast, I will forward that to a member of my team, and that's definitely within the realm of possibilities. That's entirely plausible for you, either any charity to come on via Skype, all that things, or whatever. Okay, so you want to be on all the platforms. You want to have a call for action, people, so they know what to do. Use a website called Bitly, so that you can, every time someone clicks on your link on Facebook or wherever it is, it's like a counter. It counts how many people clicked your link. Okay, Bitly, and you call it like it's called like Bitly / the best autism podcast Ireland's ever seen, or whatever your name of your podcast is. Alright. So people know what to do if they like your thing. They like more, because often people go, oh, I like that, how do I get more? Oh, I don't see what to do, I'm moving on. Alright, that's fine, that's just human nature, no worries. Capitalism, what? Study successful charities like the Clinton Foundation, and I don't know who else is a successful charity, and just copy everything they do as much as you can. And even if you see evil things, be like, okay, how far am I willing to go, and where does my morals and legally in my own country, where does this go? Because you want to make sure you can sleep at night and have your own morals in check, and be able to provide for a family and all the rest of it, and just, I don't know, have a look into it. Alright. Right, what other gifts can I give all the charity organisations in the world? Have a very clear image, have a clear tagline, okay? So, let's just say autism, okay. How about this? Autism, love autism, or else autism with care, or else, oh, how about this? Okay, autism superpower, or else the superpower. Greta Thunberg, whatever her name is, that it says autism superpower, and I've been saying dyslexia is a superpower for years, but hey, she's more famous than I am. Apparently you need to be rich to be racist, so apparently I'm not racist anymore. Apparently you need to be rich and powerful to be racist. Anyway, so listen, charities. Consistent image, generally only, so you say you're over positivity, so you definitely want to distance yourself from people like me who are like liable to say mad shit about and slag off someone who's autistic or something. You want to distance yourself from unpredictable people. Not really, I don't know. Just obviously don't associate with devil worshippers, I guess, because it just looks bad. Or like, I don't know, chain smokers, or a cigarette company, or a Homer company, or just companies that don't have a good public image. You want to associate yourself as like Christian, like autism Christians or something, or whatever. It's politically correct at the time. Alright, getting big on it. Use Instagram, post every day, post every hour or every 2 hours on Instagram, different picture. Keep it positive. Don't be like, use something that's really interesting to people with autism, like because that's who your main audience is. Because like attracts like, and so on. Okay. Alright, how are we getting on? Because we really have to. We've only got like a minute and something seconds left. Oh shit! Sent you a request to go live. Hey, you're looking beautiful, Carrie. I don't know your name, but it's lovely to meet you. I'm doing a podcast. Okay, here we go. Back to the topic. So, podcast. Consistency is key. Positivity is key. Finding out what people actually want. Like, maybe people don't want a podcast about autism. Maybe people want a podcast about autism, specifically relating to how to help your journey through school, or how to make money if you're autistic or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out. I don't know what people's needs are, but find out what people's needs are, address them, give people what they want, and learn how to monetize off it. It's a give-take relationship. It's not malicious. 100% legal and all the rest of it. Okay, I think that's all everything I have to say. I just want to give love out into the world and so on. Today's date is the 17th of the thing. I love you. Oh, thanks very much. Have an awesome day. I hope you're subscribed and all the rest of it. And I'm a big fan of your work, Kerry. O4X, that's OFARRELX. Big shout out to you and all the positivity you have out in the world, and I hope you're kicking ass with your day. Alright. We're gonna take one. Okay, that's the episode anyway. I think I can just go on and on and on and on, but that's all I'm willing to offer in exchange for that item. Okay. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Do nothing or anywhere in between. Okay, all the best. Absolutely love you all. Have a great day. Vegan Steven underpants for sale now. It's €150 for one. 10% of profits go to charity. Charity will be decided by the Vegan Steven listeners, Patreon listeners. And I want to talk about so many things today, like what was it? I can't remember. They're all gone. How do you do a podcast? I already did that. Things, podcasts, sound. Okay, I did that. Any other things? Jesus Christ, I won't say that online because I don't want to. Okay, so listen, I tried to keep it as PC as I could. I'm just going to read this legal thing out. I know I should have read it at the start. Vegan Steven podcast is a parody of podcast. Vegan Steven is a fictional character. All guests are allegedly fictional characters. All characters and events in the show, even though it's based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated. The following browsing contains course language and details. Content should not be viewed by anyone. Okay. Autism is brilliant, honestly. I know so many people with autism and it is a fucking superpower, believe me. Okay, so goodbye. Have a great day. You can do it. Whatever your drawback is, just believe in yourself.